Bleach Rebirth for Souls, y'all. The good, the bad, and the ugly. All right, let's start with the good, y'all. The obvious question on everybody's mind, is it a good fighting game? In my humble opinion, yes. This game is a good fighting game. It has a rock, paper, scissors system. I know y'all probably heard that term because that's the way they describe it in the story mode. But basically, you can block, attack, or break a block. All right, that's basically what the game is. And then there's like a focus attack move that goes into your super. I'm gonna call it a super. You can call it Kikon. I don't really care what you call it, but it is a simplistic game in a way of explaining it. But when you play it, it is a complex game. There's a lot of room to really dig into this game because really it's not as simple as learning a matchup. So in any other fighting game, you got, let's take Street Fighter for example. You got Ryu, you got E Honda. You know, E Honda's a charge character, Ryu's a zoner. You know, even if you don't know the characters, you can pretty much figure out, hey, one character has an advantage over the other. This game is not so simple because you got basically, it still is a swords game and it's still like anime. So you got like flash steps and stuff that you can get through problems that are not in a traditional fighting game. But is it a good fighting game? Yes. I was impressed because I was afraid that this game would have the what I call the Naruto, like the arena fighter problem, which is it's just simplistic. You know, I mean, let's just be honest. Like, there's really no longevity in the arena fighters, but the way this game added a breaker to deal with blocks, and then you have spiritual pressure, and the way they have to actually build spiritual pressure is not them just sitting there, oh, you know how I used to do in Ninja Storm. So I like the way this game is played. It's very action packed. There's not a lot of just sitting around, and there's no, what do you call that? What would you call it? Assist characters. So this is a fighting game. Yes, I give it an A. Is an A too high? I don't know, but I think this game has longevity. That's why I give it an A. All right. That's pretty much the good. I do like the story, but I'm gonna put the story in between good and bad as I transition to bad. The good of the story is, if you are new to Bleach and you did not watch the anime, it is going to break it down into a digestible form. Like when you play any other game, let's say God of War, for example, when you play God of War, if you play God of War and you start God of War, right now it's March. If you start God of War in March and you play it bit by bit and you don't finish it until December, you forgot what you did in March because the game is going to be a long drawn out game. If you're playing this game kind of passive, a lot of what you're doing, you're going to forget. But the way this game is played is broken down into missions. So it's a lot more digestible as far as if you try to beat the game. I mean, if you want to say, it really kind of brings me back to how we used to play those kid games on Sega. So I'm gonna show you an example. I'll back out. I'll show you an example of what I mean. Story, you see that? It's broke down into chapters, and you get to, you know, go through. This is where I'm at. I'm in chapter 1, but the way it's broke down, you can sit there and like digest the game. If you haven't watched the anime, if you watch the anime, reason why I'm putting it in the transition of good and bad is it would play slow. It's still enjoyable because you get to go back and enjoy that game. I mean, that story, because to me, Bleach is one of the best stories up until a point, because I did not like Thousand Year Blood War arc. But let's get this in the background again. All right, so another thing that I'm going to put into the bad is some of the characters don't really, where the story mode ends, they just did not reach what the characters could do in the story. So I'm gonna give you an example. That might not have made sense. I'm gonna give you an example. When Aizen fought Ichigo, at the very end, he turned into this, he almost reverted like into an Arrancar, right? His face split in half, and you know, his face was on the side and it was some kind of demon or whatever. That's not in the game. All right. And I don't necessarily want to play with that, but it still is a part of the story. Maybe that should have been like his super or something, but it's not in the game at all. Same for Tosin, you know, his final version is not in the game, which is weird. But is that a big deal? Is that a game breaker? No, by no stretch of the imagination, that's not a game breaker. Another thing, the game is missing ranked. When you go to online, I'll show you that too. If you want to sit here and really play this game and you want to prove that you're the best Bleach player, which, I mean, the game is fun. It has a tutorial, so there should be some way to test what you've learned. Well, when you go to online, there's no rank. You got free match, which is basically a player match in any other fighting game. And you got a room, which is probably like an endless lobby. But you can't get out there and really say, hey, I'm the greatest, because I'm playing people that are on my level and I'm better than them. There's really no way to kind of tell. Maybe you have to get on like in a Discord or something to find your peers that are on your level. But see, the bad is kind of soft. Really didn't hit it hard. Now I'm finna hit it hard with the ugly. And I'm gonna put this guy up in the background so you can see what we're finna get to. All right, I'm gonna start with the obvious when I say the ugly. It's March 2025. It's March 2025, and we're playing a Bleach game, and the story ends in the Espada arc. Now, I haven't beat the story, just to be perfectly honest with you, but just looking at the character select screen, it probably ends when they seal Aizen. What's the problem with that, you may say? The problem with that is some of the most interesting characters became more, some of the more less drawn out characters became more interesting in the 1,000-year Blood War arc. Exhibit A. His Bunkai is not in the game. Yamamoto's, who, in my opinion, had the best showing in the 1,000-year Blood War arc, even though he got hold. We don't talk about that, but he had the best Bunkai. There's no Bunkai. I mean, obviously, because he didn't do the Bunkai when they fought in that fake Katakura town. Whatever you call it, I don't know. Anyway, if you're looking at the character select screen, that's a question mark behind me. Do y'all notice anybody else missing? I'm going to give you a hint. Unohana is missing, right? That's Rukia. That's Cayenne Shiba. If you're looking for Unohana, that's Soy Phone. I don't see her in the game. That's my point. We're missing some of the best parts of Bleach because it ends in the Espada arc. So another thing that I would say is kind of bad. I'm gonna put it in the. I probably should have put it in the bad, but I'm gonna put it in the ugly because this character was in the actual Espada arc. Ichigo's dad. Now, if you were making a fighting game, would you have considered adding Ichigo's dad? I probably would have, right? Especially over this character. So, the good, bad, and the ugly, y'all. If I had to rate this game, I paid $100 for this game, so I gave them all my money, and I'm gonna tell you why. I have been a Bleach fan since I started watching in 2012. I have been a Bleach fan since I started watching Bleach, and I've been watching it for free. I owe them $100, so I gave them $100 for the 1,000-year Blood War arc costumes, which I don't see, so I don't know whether I need to install them or what. But I don't see them. But what would make this game great and really erase everything I've had to say? It would erase everything I had to say. So good, bad, and ugly actually can be fixed. If they're going to add DLC characters, if you give us another Yamamoto with his 1,000-year Blood War arc version, Unohana, you give us the future Ichigo, the future Aizen, I'm satisfied. I don't know about everybody else. I'm already satisfied. Now, you could give other people more hats and clogs. You can give other people, I don't even know I can't say his name. I just call him Pink Jacket. If you want to keep giving us these 1,000-year Blood War arc version of these characters, fine. Hey, great. But you just give me like 4 of them. I'm perfectly fine because those are the characters that I like from the Blood War arc. So when I say the good, bad, and the ugly, this game, and plus rank, add rank, perfect game, perfect game. you've been earned the 75 base that most games charge. From me, in my opinion, because even though I talked about the story mode, hey, some game story modes just work different. If this story mode worked like God of War, most people would probably burn out. And if they didn't watch the anime or read the manga, they probably wouldn't be able to mentally follow a long story as Bleach. So the way it's broken down into chapters, perfect. Leave it alone. So is this game a good game? Yes. I give this game a solid A. If I had to grade it, a solid A. Just adding though DLC, tweaking it, add those few characters, give Aizen his nah, he don't need it. He don't need it. Even though I complained about him not having that final version, he don't need it. If you add the 1,000-year blood war Aizen, you add Yamamoto. I mean, I'm not gonna say it all over again. The game will be an A plus in my book. So we already an A. If it stops here, it's still a great game. That's just my opinion. It's a great game. So that's my opinion of this game. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Should you buy it? If you're a Bleach fan, I say yes. I'm giving you a solid answer. I'm picking yes or no. If you're a Bleach fan, should you buy it now? Yes. I mean, if you want to wait for the price to drop, that's fine. Price may drop to being free. So if you wait, hey, more power to you. But is the game good? Lovely fighting game. I feel like you could host tournaments of this game. All you need is it doesn't have a spectator mode. I probably should have threw that in the bed. It doesn't have a spectator mode, so you can't. I don't know if you can be in the lobby and watch your friends play. I heard that before the game released, so I haven't seen spectator mode. But maybe, if there is a spectator mode, more power to the game. It's already a good game. More power to it. But I don't know, without a spectator mode, can you host online tournaments? And this game is good enough to have tournaments. And if I'm just on YouTube and I see a Bleach tournament, I'm going to watch it. This game is fun to watch. It's exciting. They have moves in there that hit you out of nowhere. When you hold R2 in this game, it does like a focus attack, and you can get hit by a super. Those are exciting moments in this game. And then, of course, you go into Bunkai. It's a cinematic thing. They nailed this game. So I'm going to be dropping more videos. I'm going to phase into playing online. I've been practicing. So next few videos y'all going to see are me playing, not ranked, because there's no rank, but it's going to be me playing exhibition mode or free match, whatever they call it. And I'm going to be out there getting my feet wet, y'all. I appreciate the support. Like and subscribe. More content coming. Bleach, y'all.